Welcome to Follow Everton. This is the second match reaction that we will have for Everton's defeat to Bournemouth. Some of you will have seen me before on the post-match, audio only, alongside Basil and Chad. And I was absolutely fuming. And it's very hard these days with Everton because you kind of expect things to go wrong and you become quite numb to results. But even today's game really took me by surprise and actually feel quite upset about the result, really, because you can say in the past when we've lost games, maybe the one against Spurs, you just kind of like shrug your shoulders. You're a bit numb to it. Um, but this game today, I don't feel numb. I feel upset and I feel angry. Um, Angry with the manager, angry with the players, angry with everything about Everton Football Club, the circus surrounding the ownership, and has kind of leaked onto the pitch with the results: 3 games, 3 defeats, 10 goals conceded. Um, it's a complete and utter mess. I mean, I think Sean Dyche kind of has a free pass because he kept us up in his first season, but remember that first season we stayed up thanks to Doucouré's goal on the final game of the season against Bournemouth, 1-0. We only stayed up by the skin of our teeth. Yes, last season, I mean, he did remarkable with the points deduction. We would have finished around 12th or 13th in the league, which is commendable considering we'd had 2 previous relegation battles. Um, but there were spells last season where we would go, I think it was 16 games without winning or scoring a goal from open play. I think there was a really bad stint between sort of Christmas time and maybe March. And this kind of starts the season for Everton doesn't feel anything like that period. This almost feels like the when the wheels came off for Rafa Benitez or the wheels came off for Marco Silva. It is kind of like calamity style results. I'm going to talk you through why I feel this way. The first game, individual errors. That comes from a lack of concentration. You could say a lack of confidence as well, but the lack of concentration from Garner Gay giving the ball away against Brighton and they turn us over and Welbeck scores, the young red card, individual errors, um, are a sign of the start of some real problems. I mean, Martinez's teams, when they were bad, were full of individual errors and mistakes. Then against Spurs, I mean, this was a completely different. So the point I'm making is we're losing games in every type of way possible. The game against Spurs, we were just outclassed. We were like a team that had taken a knife to a gunfight, or we'd sent a kid, an under sevens kid out, a child against a sumo wrestler or something. It was like complete mismatch. And that's not my Everton. I feel quite ashamed, actually, and embarrassed that that was what we thought was acceptable. Um, to watch and witness. We should have been more uproar about that. Tottenham Hotspur, they've never won anything. Yes, they've got a nice fancy stadium. They never won anything. And we just get the piss taken out of us by yet another fan base, Spurs. But in that match, it was, conceding all different types of goals. You've got long shots from outside the box. You've got goals on transition. You've just got every type of goal to concede, and the team looks so disorganized, disjointed, all over the place. And then today, this reminded me of like Roberto Martinez. You're 2-0 up. Why are you so open? Why are you not anticipating and reading the way Everton were playing in that match, which was the first 20 minutes of the first half? Very intense, very aggressive. Should have got a goal. Then we faded for 25 minutes. It was the same in the second half. Yes, we got the goals, but where is the game management? This is the Premier League. This isn't goals 5-a-side or a kids' football match. This is professional elite sport, and we were unprofessional. That's exactly what we were. We were unprofessional. We should have recognised that Bournemouth had made lots of subs, particularly in the wide areas where they had a lot of pace and quality, and brought on someone to help combat that. Maybe could have gone to 5 at the back. Brought on Jake O'Brien, given Roman Dixon, who's the quickest player at the club, some minutes at right back because Seamus Coleman was tiring. protect Mykolenko a bit more. On that left side, let's be honest, Njai was doing all the defensive work and the offensive work on that left. Mykolenko didn't have anything to do. And when he did have something to do, he wasn't blocking the crosses. He wasn't stopping them. He wasn't getting his foot in. He was slow. He offered nothing going forward. We have to accept he's just not good enough. And the manager didn't recognise the issues with the wingers and the fact the players were tiring and make substitutions. The glaringly obviously one on the bench was James Garner. Bring him on for Timur Abunam, who doesn't look like he's quite got 90 minutes in him at the moment. Do something. But it's the fact that he just sleepwalked to the draw, and then what are we doing? Why is the game management so poor to then lose the game 3-2? It's criminal. It's absolutely criminal. And I'm so angry and frustrated coming away from Goodison that I've invested time and money to going down to Goodison Park to watch that and humiliate the fans and make a laughing stock of Goodison Park in its final season. This won't be the last time we get battered at home or away. I feel like this is going to be a regularity. This is becoming a habit. 3 in a row. The preseason was garbage. The signings we've made may help in terms of helping to shut up shop. You could argue Alanga, not Alanga, Mangala would come on and try and help up defensively, but it feels like a real worry. And I want to know what people think in the comments about this. I'm going to read the comments out. This is only a short video, but the only players really who listen. I watched the boys. They did their post-match reaction, and they gave the player ratings. Iliman Ndiaye was unbelievable for us. Has given us a new, injection of everything: pace, skill, vision. The goals will come for him. The work rate, he's got everything. But then you look on the other side, you've got Jack Harrison, you've got Dwight McNeil, who are fading in game. They're not quite consistent enough. The defense, they can't defend. We conceded 3 goals a match. We conceded 3 goals against Sligo fucking Rovers. The defense is completely inept, and that comes all from the manager setting the team up. Where in that second half when we were 2-0 up was the tactical fouls to break the Bournemouth play, the clever substitutions from the manager, the time wasting, just everything to make sure we got over the line, because we'd come off the back of 2 defeats. We needed 3 points. Now we've got to wait 2 weeks to play again. I think the fixture's Aston fucking Villa. It's a real worry. We'll probably get battered by Villa, sit at the bottom with no points from 4 games. And it's disgusting. He's got to use the next 2 weeks now. Get Jared Branthwaite into the team. Get him fit over the next couple of weeks. Get him back in the team. Bin off Keane. He gives you £1 and takes a £5 off you. He's not good enough. Stop dicking around with the right back position and get Dixon in there and make it his own. But honestly, it's not even personnel. It feels like even if you made those changes, put O'Brien and Jake and Jared Branthwaite and Dixon and change the back 4, still feel like you're going to concede goals, because it's the way they're set up. It's the way there's no leaders. There's no one calming it down and making good decisions. To see that game out today. And Bournemouth are a small club. I'm not being disrespectful and horrible to them. They're a small club. They shouldn't be coming to Goodison and getting a sniff. And they didn't for 85 minutes, but the game's 90 plus. They're a small club, and they come into Goodison Park and beating us 3-2. I mean, I walked out at 2-2, fuming, and I had somewhere to be. I've got to go in a minute, but I walked out angry at 2-2, and then you can hear them 3-2. You're kidding me? You're absolutely kidding me. Sort it out, because we're going to sleepwalk through the season and end up going into Bramley Moor relegated because the standard of the league is moved on. You're not seeing 3 garbage teams coming up who were relegated before they even started. Ipswich got a point today. It's going to be so difficult. Where are the points coming from? We're not going to beat anyone playing like that open. You do not see sides like Everton who just don't have the quality not try and see the game out in a professional manager and just slow it down, take a tactical foul, slow the throw-ins, do everything to make it nasty for Bournemouth, who were rubbish. We let them, and you can argue the substitution to Corey for Njai, actually, it just meant Bournemouth could pile on every player against us because there's no threat for Everton. McNeil hasn't got a threat. He hasn't got the legs. He's not going to make something happen. Actually, he maybe crossed it for Calvert-Lewin, so I'm eating my word. Passed it to Calvert-Lewin for that goal, so maybe I'm eating my words. But you don't. It almost catches you with surprise when something happens. When it's one of those players, and I'm genuinely really upset coming off that defeat today, and I've been numb to Everton, but today I'm upset and angry with the manager, with the players, and I'm almost tempted to just fuck it off and not go to the next home game because, yeah, it just wound me up good and proper, big time. Eugene's saying it's time for Moyes. Peter's saying the manager made the change to ruin us. I think he didn't make enough changes, as you say here. Dyche blaming the fans. Yeah, he was blaming the players today. I watched his post-match interview, and he was saying things like, "I go on about the players, about the game management." No, you saw it. Let me tell you something. At 2-0, at 0-0, when Everton were battering Bournemouth in the first half, on the 22nd minute, their left-sided centre-back feigned an injury and pretended there was something wrong with his foot. The game stopped. Everyone went for like some weird water break. That killed it. 25 minutes. Crowd are frustrated, and that was it. Where is your game management, Sean Dyche? I do not have time to watch your arrogant, smug, gobshite personality ruin Everton Football Club this season. I do not have the tolerance and patience for you to wreck it. I just don't have the patience. Because this isn't just a one-off season. This is the 4th season in the row at the bottom, fighting, scrapping. And even before that, we were saved by Sam Allardyce and all that sort of stuff. And I'm not doing another season. I'm not having some manager who thinks he's the bee's knees come in, take responsibility. He should have taken responsibility in that post-match interview. He threw all the players under the bus. Yes, they were absolutely a bunch of wet lettuces, but he should have also said, look, perhaps I should have done something about this and recognised the issues and brought on James Garner, brought on another centre-half, maybe seeing the game out, make sure we got the 3 points like we did at Brentford at home last season when we were suffering. Like we did, we defended like Trojans. We didn't concede 10 goals in 3 games last season. We conceded fucking 10 goals across 3 months. We were brilliant. And you can say that, playing the likes of Michael Keane completely kills it. Because you need to score 3 goals a game to win. But he wasn't really the fault. Yes, you look at Pickford, those goals are coming in the 6-yard box. Can he do anything for them? The centre-halves getting dragged out to cover the fullbacks because the fullbacks can't defend. All over the place. All over the place. The centre-back should be in the box protecting that 6-yard box and stopping them score 3 carbon copies of each other. I am angry and I am really quite annoyed and I've got to go. But if you're new here, please like and subscribe and we'll see you again soon. Take care.